Hello and welcome back to Through the Trapdoor. I'm Katie.
And I'm Emily.
And this is our podcast where we read you Harry Potter fan fiction.
Yes, it is.
That's what we do. Any fun things happening?
No, but I do have a question about your theory on Hagrid's wand.
I'm listening.
All right, so I was listening to Goblet of Wine, and they were talking about Hagrid's wand being in the purple or the pink umbrella.
Right.
And how it's heavily implied that Hagrid uses his magic umbrella to grow the pumpkins larger for the feast every year. And I was thinking, because you know how Ron's wand doesn't work when it's broken?
Correct.
And like it's hanging on by like a thread?
Right, it backfires.
Yes. So there's no way that Hagrid's broken wand can be in there and be effective.
Right.
What if Dumbledore, who has the Elder Wand, repaired and then transfigured his wand into that umbrella for Hagrid?
But would a transfigured wand work, or did Dumbledore create that umbrella for Hagrid, essentially using the pieces of his wand, turning the whole umbrella into a wand by repairing his wand, but not actually repairing his wand?
Either one. I like both.
Because Ron's wand doesn't work because the spell backfires from where it's broken.
Yes.
So even if Hagrid's wand is snapped in half, but if Dumbledore used the Elder Wand to, like, put it into the umbrella and then kind of make the umbrella like a subpar wand.
Or like, I mean, wizards' wands' lengths are based on their heights, so I'm assuming Hagrid's wand is going to be significantly longer
Than everyone else's.
So it could realistically be the length of a standard umbrella that Dumbledore, just repaired and then attached the umbrella part to.
Right, because it never is opened. It's just a flowery pink umbrella.
Yes.
I think he just repaired the wand and turned it into an umbrella.
That's what I think.
I mean, and the thing is, Hagrid was expelled during his 3rd year.
Yes.
So he would only know very rudimentary magic anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I'm sorry, you would have found out pretty quickly that Hagrid wasn't the person who did it.
Yep.
Since you let him stay on the damn grounds, and if you thought he was, why isn't he in Azkaban at 13 years old? So why didn't you let him go back to school?
Or like give him a wand back. There's many sketchy things happening with Hagrid.
Why was Hagrid not allowed to go back to school?
Yeah, I never understood that.
It always bothers me. Even after everything, even after the Second War, even after he goes to Azkaban and comes back, why do none of these teachers let him, teach him anything? Why isn't he allowed to have a wand? He's clearly innocent. You wouldn't allow him to go pick up Harry to freaking bring him school shopping if he wasn't innocent. So why did you not give him back a wand? Why didn't anybody tutor him so he could become a, full-fledged wizard? You let him teach children!
Yes. Those are all good questions that I have about Hagrid. And, I just don't have, enough, context about Hagrid to, have real, valid opinions on, oh, well, this might have happened, or that might have happened, or,
Hagrid is so important.
He really is. And we get so little information about him.
So little. I'm sorry. Why? Why didn't you let him go back to school? Makes me really mad. Very passionate about Hagrid's education.
He's very passionate about Hagrid.
Ugh. Also, Harry should have named his goddamn child after Hagrid.
And not Albus Severus.
the two people who legitimately abused Harry his entire life.
Yep.
I love Dumbledore, but I hate Dumbledore.
Same.
He is such a problematic character. He's so manipulative. He let a goddamn child live in a freaking closet under a staircase until he was 11 years old.
Yes.
Ah!
Just so passionate. All right, you ready for chapter 5?
Sure am. I have no idea what this chapter is called because it's in Spanish. And we're cutting the Spanish. Oh, there's more Spanish!
Oh, God. When we get there, we'll see if we can cut that too.
Guys, I'm trying to cut the Spanish out of here because I am gonna butcher the Spanish language. So I'm just gonna say the chapter title is Melody.
Okay.
And we'll figure it out from there. Lily Evans, Remus Lupus,
Lupus. He has a disease now.
Lily Evans, Remus Lupin, James Potter, Sirius Black, and Peter Pettigrew were standing in a small cluster next to Melody, trying to get all of their things sorted out because as Melody had rushed over to greet them, she had also inadvertently knocked over Peter and James's trunks and they had both spilled open. I think those belong to James, holding up a pair of bright orange socks. Don't be daft, Remus. They've got Peter's name embroidered on them, snatching them away. Cute boxers, James. I like the little snitches, holding up a pair and wiggling eyebrows suggestively. Oh, shut up, Lily. Give me those. Going quite red. That's my book there, pouting. Do shut up, Sirius. Peter red in the face. Is this a scented letter, dear James? Oh, how cute, James. Can I call you Jamesy too? Or voice muffled as James jumped onto his back. Dear Jamesy. Remus, you give me that letter right now! Lily snatching the letter away, beginning to read it quietly. Oh, Lily, don't read that, please. Pleading. I had fun at the water park? James? Oh, come on, Lily, give it back, please. Oh, sure. You'll tackle me, but you can't tackle her, annoyed. Precisely. Lilybean, don't stop calling me Lilybean. Ugh. You kiss like an angel? What in the bloody... Lily, please. Oh, don't you even. At this point, the rest of Peter and James' stuff had been put in their proper places, and everyone was avidly watching the show.
Fair.
Does anybody have some popcorn? Sirius asked as Lily and James went off at each other like fireworks. No, everyone else said. Oh, wait a minute, Melody said, smacking her hand to her forehead. I have some. I completely forgot. I can't believe. I was asking you all for chiclets earlier when I had this whole, and she dug through her pockets and produced a colorful box.
Also, why was she asking people for chiclets? That's the worst gum out there.
Is that just like what people call gum in England? Chiclets?
I know that it's a particular brand of gum here in the United States.
Right. It's their little cubes of flavorless gum that we all pretend has flavors.
Sometimes it has flavor for 5 seconds, and then you, want to vomit it out of your mouth.
Precisely. It's like a gumball, but worse.
Much worse.
So much worse, because gumballs are sometimes great.
Mm-hmm. It's been a long time since I've had a gumball.
I had one a couple weeks ago.
Of course you did.
Because it was me. I was wandering through the Natick Mall with some people from my store, and we were like, I don't actually work in that mall, but I was helping them out. And they were like, gumballs! And we all got a gumball. Because we're children, even though we're all adults.
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. Oh, is that what you were babbling about? Remus said. I could have sworn you were asking for a flying motorcycle. It's Carmelo, if you're talking singular, and he rolled his eyes. They're every flavor beans, Melody informed him. It's written in Spanish. No, Carmelo is a delightful candy bar here in the United States that I also believe exists in the UK. That is chocolate filled with a delightfully creamy caramel center.
Yes.
Apparently, Sirius said, popping a bean in his mouth, but he spit it right back out. Ew, it's tar! Lily refused to talk to James for the whole train ride. She kept shooting him evil glances, but apparently they had made up by the time they got to school because Sirius and Melody caught them kissing just before they entered the Great Hall. Oh, spicy. The sorting ceremony was rather boring, as usual, and the feast was quite chatty. 2 first years had sat down on Lily's left side and had dozens of questions, but all in all, Lily was quite tired and very relieved when the desserts had finally vanished from their plates, and Dumbledore rose to make his start of term announcements. First of all, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to all of the first years. We're looking forward to a wonderful year at Hogwarts. Second, I would like to do well for all of the first years and some of the older students as well to remember that the Forbidden Forest is out of bounds to all students and that the Whomping Willow Tree is rather a dangerous plant. So if by chance you may try and make a game out of touching the trunk, you should be prepared for some time with Madame Pomfrey in the infirmary and Mr. Filch in detention. Now, with that out of the way, let us sing the school song and be off to bed. Lily rather half-heartedly sang the school song, choosing a fast tune so she could get it over with quickly. And soon everyone was done except for 5 rather annoying Gryffindors who were singing along to a breezy reggae rhythm and pounding the table with their silverware as though there was a xylophone and bongo drums. If that's not the Marauders, I'm disappointed.
Yes.
Oh yeah, man, learnin' till our brains all rot. Dumbledore applauded cheerily and then waved them all off to bed. Lily led the first years rather sleepily behind her, answered the query from the entrance to their common room, to the great awe and gaggle of 11-year-olds standing behind her, directed the first years to their dormitories, and then gladly trudged to her own and collapsed onto her 4-poster bed, dead to the world. They got their schedules next morning. At breakfast, there was nothing groundbreaking except that Gryffindors now had care of magical creatures with the Slytherins instead of with the Ravenclaws, and Ravenclaw and Gryffindor now shared potions. The only other point of interest that morning was the fact that, in the middle of breakfast, James and Sirius managed to make all of the seats and chairs at the Gryffindor table suddenly disappear, causing everyone to fall on the floor and the 2 Marauders to get a detention apiece.
I mean, that's some impressive magic.
That is some impressive magic for a couple 6th years.
And I feel like it was probably, like, accidental and not entirely...
Oh, totally an accident. They totally only meant to make, like, 2 people's chairs disappear, maybe just the first years, and then everyone's chairs disappeared.
Yep.
So now that you're dating James, are you going to be all obsessed with him and neglect your schoolwork and stuff? Mimi asked, plopping down in the beanbag chair next to Lily. Lily hid her red face behind her potions book. We're not dating. Mimi rolled her eyes and smiled. Lily glared over the tattered cover. And, she added rather haughtily, judging by this book in front of your nose, I don't think my studies will be suffering too much from my non-dating James status. Mimi rolled her eyes again. Right, Lily, whatever you... Is this the one that is...
Yeah, this one's like, Lily, I need you. The Marauders are driving me crazy.
It says that in Spanish. Whoa, Melody, slow down. We read it very slow because I can't read Spanish.
I have a little.
Lily and Mimi were both staring at Melody, who had burst into the Ravenclaw common room, babbling hysterically in Spanish. Melody glared at them. No es Melody, es Melodia, Melody declared. Lily and Mimi gave her a look. Melody? They said. Melodia, Melody insisted. Lily rolled her eyes. Whatever. Shut up, sit down, and start speaking English. Sorry, Melody said. She plopped down on her beanbag chair. It's just, you know the Marauders were leaving me out of something last year, right? Mimi and Lily nodded. Well, they're doing it again. Good, Lily said. You won't be blowing up the school again. Lily, Melody whined. What? Lily whined back, mocking her. You have to help me, she whined some more. Help you do what? Mimi jumped in. Sabotage them. Uh-oh, Lily said. Well, at least we have to find out what they're doing. No, we don't have to find out anything. Melody, don't you? Melody ignored Lily and interrupted her. Yes, we do. It's a matter of life and death. Don't think it is, but okay. But I was that dramatic at 16 too, so fair. Sounds more like a matter of sanity and insanity to me, Mimi said, looking at the crazed look on Melody's face. Lily giggled and Melody glared at her. Come on, you guys. Don't you want to get back at the Gryffindors for that snowball fight last year? There was a spark in Lily's eyes, but it died out rather quickly. That includes you, Beanhead, Lily reminded her, poking Melody in the arm. Oh, yeah. Mimi and Lily giggled. Well, Lily, couldn't you just sweet talk it out of James or something? I mean, he is your boyfriend, and James is not my boyfriend, Lily yelled, a shadow passing over her face as she stalked off to her dormitory, and Mimi and Melody followed her. I was going to combine Mimi and Melody's names into one name. Can't you two ever give me a moment's peace? Lily asked, drawing the curtains around her four-poster and burying her face in a pillow. No, they answered back. Look, Lily, boyfriend or not, Mimi began, and Melody cut her off. Oh, please. He is too her boyfriend. They just refuse to admit it. He is not, Lily yelled, her voice muffled. She could envision Melody rolling her eyes. Lily, come on. You can go half a week without kissing him. I could too. Besides, I don't kiss him. He kisses me. Yeah, well, you don't seem to protest too much. Lily felt her face getting hot. I slap him sometimes. Her friends giggled. Lily, why don't you just ask him? Mimi shrugged. It couldn't hurt, and besides, maybe then Melody would stop speaking Spanish so much. What?
Estoy ofendida.
What she said. Melody declared, and Lily heard her start to leave. Her friend tried to figure out what Melody had just said, but shrugged and gave up. She turned over and called out before Melody got to the door. Fine, I'll ask him.
It's not that confusing what she said. It's I'm offended.
I know. I know what she said, and I don't speak Spanish.
I'm confused why they don't understand what she said.
I don't speak even the lick of Spanish, and I knew what she said.
Yeah.
Really? Melody called. Oh, sure, why not? Yay! She squeaked, thank you! Lily heard her skip out of the dormitory and rolled her eyes. Mimi poked her head around Lily's curtains. He's still your boyfriend, she said before turning and running out of the dormitory. Lily's face got red and she sat up. He is not, she called after her friend. But she fell back onto the pillows and smiled. Blue bubbles floated in front of James's eyes, and he turned to see Lily smirking at him. Lily Bean! He exclaimed, his eyes lighting up. I am not Lily Bean, she said, poking him in the back with her wand. James smiled and kissed her on the nose. He had been walking down to the lake where Remus and Peter were terrorizing the giant squid, hoping to join in on the fun, trying to find out where Sirius had disappeared to. Hey, do you know where Sirius is? He asked. Lily shrugged and eased herself into his arm. which automatically wrapped itself around her waist. Probably off terrorizing some poor Slytherin first years. First years? Probably seventh years. If they're Slytherins, there's not really much of a difference. Lily laughed and tugged his ear, tugging his head towards hers. That's mean. James rolled his eyes. Don't tell me you're defending them now. Lily wrinkled her nose. Severus Snape? Never. So, Lilybean, Lily glared. What's up? She looked up. The sky. Thanks. Sure, anytime. Lilybean, I am not as stupid as I look, so if you don't tell me why you came out here, I will be forced to bombard you with blue bubbles for eternity. Wahaha.
Wahaha.
Wahaha. Oh my god.
The evil.
The pygmy pups. Oh no.
Such a dramatic story.
Wahaha. Don't make me slap you, James. Why would you slap me? Oh no, I've done it before. Only when I kiss you. Well, kiss me and then I'll have an excuse. James raised an eyebrow. Are you begging? Lily blushed. No. Do you want me, Lily Evans? Lily's face went about 10 shades darker. No, she covered her face with her hands. James laughed and removed her hands from her face, and he kissed her. Lily flushed more, if that was even possible. James pulled back and studied her. Your face is as red as your hair, he told her. Ugh. Lily buried her face in his shoulder, letting her hair fall over it, taking in his smell. James smiled. You smell good, Lily said, falling into some sort of trance. Thanks. I did shower this morning. It's not that. I mean, besides the soap, it's just like, you just smell like what? Lily couldn't quite place her finger on it. It wasn't really one distinct smell, or even 2 or 3 distinct smells. It just smelled like home. She said softly, Excuse me? Home, she repeated, a little confused herself. You smell like home. She slipped back into her trance. When I get married, I want her house to smell just like this. James froze, and Lily suddenly snapped out of her trance. Eyes went wide. Oh, bollocks, she breathed. She pulled away and looked at him, both of her hands over her mouth, her face flushed again. She ran past him and back up to the school. Lily? James called rather weakly after her, but even as he did so, he wasn't really sure what he wanted to say. He was very, very confused.
Fair.
Very fair. Well, that's the end of this little baby chapter.
Yes, we finally got like a little mini one.
little baby one.
All right, any final thoughts?
No, I hope everybody had a lovely Christmas.
Yes, I hope you had a great Christmas.
Got everything that your heart desired.
Mm-hmm.
We're recording this like 2 weeks before Christmas, so I can't tell you if I got everything my heart desired, but I did get a weighted blanket like 2 weeks ago from my husband, and he said it was a Christmas present, so I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I got my vacuum early.
Your poop monster is really what it is.
Listen, it was a traumatic morning.
Worst things could happen.
Yes.
A pipe could have burst, which has happened.
Also has happened.
At least there wasn't a sewage leak.
That's also happened.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for joining us on our journey through the trap door. Please leave us a review on Facebook or iTunes. It would literally mean the world to us.
It really would.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Through the Trapdoor 16 or on Twitter at The Trapdoor.
And please send us an email at throughthetrapdoor16@gmail.com with any story suggestions. And as always, join us again next Saturday as we travel through the trapdoor.